Great, in this video we're going over homework 9 on irrational equations. So for starters, we're noticing that we have an x and an x. I'm noticing that my root 7 and my root 28 can probably simplify and combine. And my root 6, I bet I can probably make my root 54 turn into a root 6. So I'm going to add x root 28 to both sides, which really is a 2x root 7. And then I'm going to subtract a 2 root 6 from both sides. So I have a 3x root 7 on the left, and then I have a negative root 54 minus a 2 root 6. Now a negative root 54 is really a negative 3 root 6. So I'll get a negative 5 root 6 is equal to a 3x root 7. I have a couple options. I could square both sides. That would lead to bigger numbers. I could also divide both sides by 3 root 7. All right, now I know that I have negative 5 root 6 over 3 root 7. I need to multiply by a root 7 over root 7 to rationalize my denominator. So I have a negative 5 root 42 over 21. And for as bizarre as that solution is, that is the correct answer. You really, truly should go back in and check it. I am not going to do that on this page. And you don't need to, because I just confirmed it is the answer. But when you're doing these on your own, you need to do that. All right, so looking at number 2, let's square both sides. So I'll get 5x plus 11 equals 81. So 5x is going to be 70. So x is 14. Really quickly, I can go through and check that. So 5 times 14 is going to give me 70. So 70 plus 11 is 81. Is the square root of 81 equal to 9? Yes, it is. Cool, so that checks. All right, here I want to isolate my radical first, because that makes everything easier to square when I just have a radical alone on one side. So I'll subtract 3 from both sides. So now I square both sides and I get x minus 5 equals 49. So x is going to be 54. Again, quickly I can type that in, plug that in. So 54 minus 5, so that's a square root of 49. If I add 3 to that, do I get 10? Yes, I do. So x equals 54. All right, again, I want to isolate my irrational sign, or my radical. So I'm going to subtract 11 from both sides. Now I'm going to divide by a negative 2 to even further isolate that radical before I square both sides. Okay, so now I'm going to square both sides, and I'll get x plus 4 equals a 9, so x is equal to a 5. There's something fishy here, but I'm going to keep going. So let's just check that. So 11 minus 2 root 5 plus 4 is 9. So does that give me 17? So 11 minus 6 does not give me 17. Okay, so 5 is not the answer. So the answer is the null set. I should have known something was fishy, because how can the square root become a negative? Now it's true, when you think the square root of 9, it could be a 3 or a negative 3, I get that. But the rule is, guys, that when the problem or the teacher gives you the radical, they automatically mean they want you to take the positive root. If you are solving something like this, and you, the doer, puts the radical sign in, then you take the positive or the negative root. But here, we were given, this automatically means, because it was given to you in ink by the teacher, by the worksheet, it automatically means the positive root. So right here, you should have known this ain't happening. So there's no solution for number 4. All right, and again, we're gonna isolate, I guess we can't really totally isolate the x, but we can isolate the radical. All right, now I'm gonna square both sides. Be careful about your middle term. A lot of guys forget about it. All right, so now I'm gonna solve a quadratic equation. All right, I isolated everything, set it equal to 0. All right, so how about a negative 8 and a negative 2? Okay, so my solution is a 2 and an 8. Now, because I squared both sides, something weird might have happened, so let me check. So root 4 plus a 4, does that give me 2? No. Okay, 2 does not work. Let's check 8. Root 16 plus 4, does that give me 8? 4 plus 4 is 8. Cool. Okay, 8 does work. So the only solution, correct solution is 8. 2 is considered an extraneous root. Let's square both sides. Okay, that'll give me 9 times 5, which is 45. Now I'm going to subtract 45 from both sides. I'm going to factor. All right, so my solutions are 9 and negative 5. I really should put these in, but I have a child bothering me, so I'm rushing. I would want to go back and check these. So the square root of 81 minus 36, does that actually equal 3 root 5? Let's see, 81 minus 36, 5, and then 7, 45. Yeah, 45 does, the square root of 45 does equal 3 root 5. Cool, so 9 works. Now let's look at negative 5. So 25 minus a negative 20. Okay, does that equal 3 root 5? Well, yeah, that equals root 45, which we just confirmed is 3 root 5. So cool, both of those work. All right, there we go. Homework 9.